Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Abhay and in this video we are going to print Hello World in 10 different language. Why Hello World? Because it's the first program every programmers write and it is a great way to see the basic syntax of any programming language. If you are new to programming or a student confused about which programming language you should select, this video series is perfect for you to understand and differentiate between multiple programming languages. In this video, I am going to print Hello World in 10 different language, and after this, we will make a small programs like additional, subtraction, swapping of two numbers, finding the factorial, all in 10 different language. In this video, we will cover these languages: C, C++, C Sharp, Java, JavaScript, Go, PHP, Swift, Ruby, and in the end, we will cover the Python. So let's start with the C. So let's start with the C. C is one of the oldest and most powerful programming language. Created in the 1970, it is mainly used for system programming, operating systems like Windows, Linux. Because of its speed and low-level access, C is the best programming language to start with for building foundation of any programming language. So if you are a student or someone willing to like start the programming, C you can start with the C to create your basic understanding of any of the programming languages. So let's see how we can write the Hello World in the C language. So to start with any program in the C language, you must need to include some of the libraries. We are using this studio.h. Then every C program start with the main method. So how you can write the main method? Int main, like that way, like you need to define the main method. Okay, this is the return type. This I am like returning int now, but it can be anything, like it can be string, it can be void. Okay, and curly brace is showing the body of the main method. So like whatever we are returning inside this main method. Okay, so inside this main method, like we are going to print the hello world. So what is the syntax for it? In the C language, we are using the printf to print anything in the C language. So for in our video, we are printing the hello world. So like that way, we can print the hello world. Let's run this method. Okay, if you see the output is coming hello world. So like that way, like we can print the hello world in the C language. Let me explain you like what are these include and what is this main. Okay, one by one. So basically, this is the inbuilt library in the C language already created by the when like whoever created the C language, this library created by them. Okay, and this print statement, this print method is already defined in this library. So what if I remove this line and if I run this right now, then you see like I am getting the error, printf is not defined. Okay, so there is no meaning of the printf if I don't include that particular library. So in order to print anything in the C language, you must need to write this line. Okay, so you can remember it, like you need to write this line in every programming in every program in the C language. And what is this main? Main is nothing but a starting point of our program. Okay, and suppose like if we write the whole multiple lines in this whole program, then this main is our starting point. Okay, so every execution compiler will start executing this program from the main. Okay, so what suppose like if I write something here, like if I create one method here, like my method or my functions. Okay, like that way, like if I create some anything here, but my compiler will start from here only, because main is the main thing. Okay, like it is a starting point of any C program. Okay, and that what is this int? This int is a return type. Okay, it can be void. Void means like it will return nothing. Okay, it can be string. Okay, so like that way, like it will vary. It can be character. Okay, so for now, like let's keep it void because we are not returning anything. Okay, so like that way, like we can print the hello world. If you want to print some number here, like 2025. Okay, and in this way, like if you print, we are printing the multiple statement. Okay, but the one statement is this and the second statement is this. But if you run this, you will see only hello world here. Okay, because we can't print number like that way. And in order to print the number, we must need to include the %d. %d denotes decimal, okay, or a digit. Okay, so like that way, like you can print the digit. Now if you run it, you will see hello world 2025. So like that way, like you can print the multiple statements. What if you write a string here? Okay, something my testing. Okay, this is this one string, this is the second string, but we are using the percentage d. So if I run it, then again like it will show some random numbers but not the actual text. So in order to print the string, like instead of percentage d, we need to write the percentage s. So if I run this, you will see hello world and testing. So you need to remember, like if we are printing the string, then percentage s. If we are printing any digit or a number, then percentage d. They all coming in the same line. Okay, if you want to this second string to come in the next line, what you can use, you can use slash n. Okay, slash n. So it will denote the end line breaking. If you run this, you are seeing like testing is coming in the next line, not in the same line. So like that way, like you can break the line using the slash n. So this was all about hello world program in the C language. So let's move to the C++, the second language in our series. So basically C++ is an extension version of the C. So you will found almost every similar syntax and every like the way of programming is similar, okay, as per the C. Okay, but in the C++, we have the object oriented feature. If you don't know like what is this object oriented feature, it's more like a like where like we can create the classes and objects. Okay, in the object oriented programming, like we are creating the classes and object that you will see in upcoming videos. Okay, I'm not going in the depth for now because like we are only printing the hello world in this C++. So basically C++ is widely used in the game development because of its high performance. Okay, and it is also being used in the competitive programming. Many of the games is like developed from the C++ because C++ language is very fast as compared to some other languages. Okay, and even in the competitive programming like C++, most of the people use C++ because it's a fast. Okay, so like whenever you are going to learn C++, you need to you like you can keep in your mind that C++ is a very fast language, like in comparison of the compilation. So like it will compiler will compile C++ language in a very fast way. Okay, let's see how we can write the hello world program in the C++. So the similar way, like first we need to include some of the pre-built libraries. In C++, we have IOStream. Okay, this is must in every C++ program. Okay, so don't forget to include this. After this, we can write the main method because you know every program start with the main method. So this is my main method. Inside this main method, we are going to print the hello world. In the C language, you remember like we use the printf, but in the C++, we can use something like this, std double colon code. Then this, inside this we can write the hello world. Hello world, and this. After this, like we need to close the line. So like that way we can close this. Sorry. So let's run this program. You will see hello world. So in the C++, this is how you are going to print the hello world using this std count. And where is it is defined? It is defined under IOStream. If I remove this and if I run this now, like it will throw the error because this std count is not defined. So in order to print anything, you must need to use this, and this is defined in the IOStream. So this is must. Okay, in every program, in every C++ program, you must need to include IOStream libraries. Okay, so that's it in the C++. Even like C++ is a object oriented programming language. Later we can create the classes and object there, like we will print the hello world and do some other methods. Okay, but for now this is the syntax by which like we can print the hello world. Okay, let's move to the next programming language, which is C#. C# is a modern object-oriented programming language developed by the Microsoft. It is widely used for building Windows applications, web apps with .NET, and even game development using Unity. If you know what is Unity, Unity is basically like if you remember when we are opening the PUBG, there like the Unity symbol is coming. Okay, so basically in background Unity built the PUBG, but Unity itself is using the C sharp in game development. Okay, and the C sharp is created by the Microsoft. So like in every Microsoft project, in most of the places, Microsoft internally using the C sharp in their projects. Okay, let's see how we can write the hello world program in the C sharp. Right now, like I am using this online compiler, okay, for every programming language. Okay, you can just type it in the Google, like language. Like suppose if I want to do a C, I want C compiler, so I can just write C online compiler. So you will get a lot of compiler like where you can write your program in the directly online. Okay, no need to download anything for just starting. Okay, but later when you are creating the project, like you can download softwares, okay, based on your language, okay, like whatever language you are working on for that. Okay, let's see how we can print the hello world in the C sharp. So basically C sharp is a object oriented programming language. Like here we must need to create the class. Okay, without classes and objects, like we can't do anything. Okay, so first of all we can include this using system. Okay, if you remember in the C language we included the studio.h, in the C++ we included the IO stream, but in the C sharp we need to include system. This is must. Okay, then after this, like let's create the class. Then this is the class name. Okay, this can be anything, like you can write hello world test, like that way. Okay, so this is just a name given by you. You can write anything if you want. If you remember in the other languages what we did, we only created the method. Okay, this is what we called as a method or a function. But in the C sharp, first like we will create the class. Inside that class we will create the method. So we can create the main method. Okay, if you remember, the main is our starting point of any program. So like that way, like we can create the main method. Then this is by default. If you are new to C sharp, you can just ignore like how what is these and all. You can just remember we need to create the class. Inside that class we can create one main method. Like that way it must be static and it should accept some of the string arguments. Okay, if you remember in the past, like we didn't accept it, write it here. Okay, but in here, like we must need to write this down. Later, like you will understand why we are writing it. Basically when we are starting the program now, like by default, like it is passing something in this. Okay, so you can remember it like that way. Okay, once we created the main method, then what is the next step? Next step is like we need to print the hello world. So how we can print the hello world here? We have the statement like this: console dot write line, then hello world. Whenever you are writing the program, just make sure like the uppercase, the W is capital, L is capital, C is capital. Okay, let's see if I am running it. We might get some error. Okay, main method is for every entry point. Okay, right now my M is small, let's keep it capital, then let's try. Right now, yeah, I'm getting the hello world. So like that way we can print the hello world in the C sharp language. So in the C language we use the printf, which was defined in the studio.h. In the C++ we use this std count and std and to print anything in the C++ language, and that std count is defined in the IO stream. In the C sharp we use this console.writeLine to print anything, and this console.writeLine is defined under this system. If I remove this system, this will give the error. Okay, right now like it is giving the error because this is not defined. So this is like using using system, this you need to include. Okay, let's move to the next programming language, which is Java, and we will see how we can print the hello world in the Java. So first of all, Java is a widely used object-oriented programming language known for its write once and run anywhere capabilities. And that feature makes Java even more faster because it don't have to compile again and again. It is popular in industries as well, mostly commonly used in the API code. Okay, let's see how we can print the hello world in the Java. Again, I am using the online compiler. Okay, so let's start. So first of all, like we need to create the class again, because in the Java, like the class is a mandatory thing. So how we can create the class? Public class hello world. This is just a name, like you can write it anything here. Okay, just a by default name I am using. Then after the class we need to include the main method, public static void main. Make sure you write it like that way. Okay, m is capital, otherwise like it will give the error. Then the same way, like we can accept the string that we already saw in the C sharp. Okay, then this is the structure: first class, then method, then inside that method like we will print the hello world. So how we can print the hello world inside in the Java? We have this syntax: system dot out dot print ln hello world. Let's see whether it will succeed or not. Error, because uh, class string class hello world, error, compilation failed. Okay, let's make this small m and let's see if it will run or not. Even it is giving the error. Let's try to make this string as a capital. Okay, it is running. Let's try again with the capital M. Error. Okay, so in the Java we need to include the small m. In the C sharp, like it was the capital M, but in the Java it is a small m, and S is capital here. So like that way, like we can print the hello world in the Java. Okay, again, if we want to include some like text, like 2020, not the text, we want to include some of the number, like 2025 in the C language. We saw like how we can use the percentage d, then some number. Okay, like that way, like we print the in the C language. Okay, but in the Java directly, like we can use the plus sign. Okay, hello world plus 2025. So what it will do, it will just print the number with that string. Okay, so like it is a more sorted way. Okay, like we don't need to remember like whether it's a percentage s or percentage d. Here like we can directly print like that way, directly with the plus. What if I add something more here, like testing? Okay, so if you see like that way, like we can use multiple statement. The one statement is hello world, then number, then the third statement. So like we can print the multiple statement just by a plus sign. Okay, so that's the most simple way to print anything, because like that way, like you can print multiple things. And here in the Java, like you don't need to include something in order to define this. Okay, like by default it is already defined. If you remember, in the C we use this studio.h, in C sharp we use this using system, but in the Java like we didn't include anything. Okay, because it is by already defined, okay, internally. So like we don't need to include anything. Like that way, like we can print the hello world. Okay, let's move to the next programming language, which is JavaScript, and let's see how we can print the hello world in the JavaScript. So first of all, JavaScript is the most popular language for the web development. It run in the browser to make sure to make website interactive, and it is also widely used in the backend development with the Node.js. So basically, in the JavaScript, if you are thinking to create some UI front end web development, then JavaScript is a perfect language for you. It can easily integrate it with the HTML, CSS, and even if you want to create a backend, so JavaScript can easily integrate it with the Node.js. Okay, so it's kind of a whole package, and it is a very useful language. Okay, so if you are thinking to start with the JavaScript, that is worth it. Okay, like you can learn JavaScript, even though like you need to learn JavaScript in the future, like if you create any website or something. Okay, so let's see how we can print the hello world in the JavaScript language. Again, I am using the online compiler. So basically, in every programming language, like we created the main method and everything, but in the JavaScript, it is like a very easy to implement the code. Even like people compare the JavaScript with the Python language, because both of them is a easy syntax. Okay, so in here, like if you want to print anything, you just need to write console.log, then hello world. The C is small. Okay, so if you run it, hello world. Okay, so in the one line you can print anything in the JavaScript. Okay, like you don't need to create the main method, and you don't need to create the class. Just by the one line of code, you can print the hello world in your JavaScript. I hope like you, if you compare this JavaScript with the other languages, you will find more simple. Okay, you will find JavaScript as a more simple. Okay, and if you want to print some number with it, something like hello world, and if I want to print the 2025 here, okay, what you can do right now, like if you run it, it will give the error. But in the similar way, like if you add the plus sign here, then it will work similar as a Java. In the Java as well, like we use the plus sign to print the multiple statement. Okay, even in the JavaScript, you can use the plus sign to print the multiple statement. I hope you understand this JavaScript. Okay, it is a very simple language. Later, I will start the course for the JavaScript as well. Okay, but for now, this is the hello world. So let's move to the next programming language, which is Go, and we will see how we can write the hello world in the Go language. Go is also called as a Golang. It is a modern programming language developed by the Google. If you remember, C# was created by the Microsoft, but this Go language is created by the Google. It is popular for building scalable backend services, cloud native apps, and CLI tools due to its simplicity and performance. Okay, let's see how we can write the hello world program in the Go language. So in the other languages, we included the packages. So even here as well, let's include some of the pre-built packages. Okay, so what you can do, package main, then like you can import fmt. Okay, so these two are the mandatory line. If you are thinking to print anything, okay, don't forget to include these two line as a mandatory. Okay, then we can create one method. Not we are creating, it is already the starting point. If you remember, main is the starting point of any programming language. Even in the C language, C++, C#, Java, there in all the programming language, we saw the main method. In the JavaScript, we didn't need to write the main method. Okay, but even in the Go language, we need to write the main method. Inside this main method, we are going to print the hello world. So we imported this. So by using it, we are going to print the hello world. So here we have print ln hello world. So like that way, like we can create one print statement. This is a by default packages. We must need to include these as a mandatory in the Go language. Then this is a main method where every program starts. Inside that, we are going to print one statement, which is hello world, using this fmt print ln. Let's run it. It is giving the undefined fmt print ln. Let's see why. Because of this, yeah. So print L is small here. Okay, so like that way, like we can print the hello world. Anything else? If you want to print the 2025, okay, let's see how we can print in the Go language. Maybe let's see if it is plus sign will work or not. No, plus sign is not working. So maybe like it is a normal. If we use this comma, then yes, we can print the multiple statements using the comma. If I write something like this, yeah, then it is also working. Like we can print multiple statement just by using the comma. Okay, in other languages, in the Java and JavaScript, we use the plus sign, but in the Go language, we can use just comma to print the multiple statement. Okay, let's move to the next programming language, which is PHP, and let's see how we can print the hello world in the PHP. So basically, PHP is a server scripting language mainly used for the web development. So basically, like it is mainly used in the when we are creating the website. For the designing purpose, the HTML is a main scripting language, but with the HTML to perform any kind of a validation or to create API or something, like PHP was used. Okay, so let's see how we can print the hello world in the PHP language. Okay, so in order to print anything in the PHP, first like we need to include the boundaries, not in the output. Okay, like that way, like we can write down PHP. Then this is the closing script for PHP. Then we can define the closing. Okay, so this is the starting and this is the closing script. Inside this, we can do any thing. Okay, so inside this, like, we are going to print hello world for now. If you remember, in other languages we use the main method, and inside the main method we are doing our programming. Okay, we were printing the hello world inside the main method. So in the PHP, consider like this is the area. Okay, like this is a starting boundary, this is the ending boundary. Inside this we are going to print the hello world. Even though, like, if we are later, like if we are doing adding some lines, so we are adding only in these boundaries. Like this is starting boundary, ending boundary, whatever we are written in the program, whatever we are returning in the program, we only return inside these boundaries. I hope you got my point. And in the PHP we use echo to print anything. Let's run it. Hello world. Okay, so in the PHP we use the echo to print the hello world. And if we want to print the 2025, then let's see how it will work. In the Java and JavaScript we use a plus sign. So let's see if the plus sign will work here or not. No, it is giving the error. In the Go language we used the comma. So let's see if the comma will work here or not. Yeah, comma is working. Okay, so in the PHP as well, if we want to print multiple statements, we can use the comma. Okay, let's move to our next programming language, which is Swift, and let's see how we can print the hello world in the Swift language. So basically, Swift is a powerful modern programming language by the Apple. If you remember, C# was created by the Microsoft, Go language was created by the Google, but this Swift language was created by the Apple. It is mainly used for iOS, Mac OS, Watch OS, and TV OS. Apple development. Okay, so if you are thinking to learn Swift, so basically Swift language is only popular in the Apple devices. Okay, so what in the Apple devices, like whatever the app you are seeing, okay, so that can be built by the Swift. Okay, let's see how we can print the hello world in the Swift language. In the Swift language, we generally have the classes and object to print anything in the Swift language, but just for printing the hello world, we are not going to create the classes or object for now. Later, like, we will see how we can create the class and object in the Swift language. For now, let's see how we can print the hello world. So even in the Swift, like, it is very easy to print anything. Hello world. Okay, so this is the simplest way to print hello world. Okay, in the Swift language, we just need to write the print statement, and after this hello world. Okay, so it will print the hello world. Okay, so here, like, we don't need to include or add some libraries to define the print. It is already defined, and we don't need to create the main method. Okay, this can directly, we can use this script for direct printing. And if we want to print some number with along with this hello world, how we can do it? If I want to do 2025, in some of the language we use the plus. So let's try whether plus will work or not. But no, the plus is not working because the hello world is a string, but the 2025 is a integer, it means number, and it can't add string and number. So let's see by the comma. Okay, so by the comma it is working. Okay, so if you remember, in the Java we use a plus sign, but in the JavaScript, sorry, this is the Go language. In the Go language we use the comma. In the Java and JavaScript we use a plus sign, but after that, in the Go language, PHP, and Swift, we are using the comma to print the separate statements. Okay, let's move to our next programming language, which is Ruby, and let's see how we can print the hello world in the Ruby language. So Ruby is a dynamic object-oriented programming language known for its simple and readable syntax. So Ruby is also again a simple language to understand, to learn, okay, to and for integration. Okay, so let's see how we can print the hello world in the Ruby language. So here as well, we don't need to include any library, and we don't need to create any main method, even though we can create the class and we can print there in the class. But for now, for just simplicity, I am just using the print statement without the class, without the methods. Okay, so how we can do it? In here, like, we have this put statement, and like that way we can just simply write the hello world. Nothing much. Okay, that's a simple way to print anything in the Ruby language. If you remember, even in the Swift we use a print statement, that was also simple, and in the Ruby This is also very easy. Okay, just we need to uh, print the put, then hello world. If you want to print something number here with this, how we can, let's see if 2025, if we can use some plus sign. No, plus sign is not working. Let's see if we can use a comma. Okay, so if you see, using the comma it is working, and by default like it is breaking the line 2025 coming in the next line. Okay, in the previous languages, when we use a comma it is printing in the same line, but in the Ruby it is printing in the different line. So by default like it is advanced. So like that way, like we can print the multiple statements separated by the commas, and we can use the puts only. So it is also a simple. Okay, before moving to the our last programming language, which is Python, let me remind again, once again, like what we did in the C language. We included the stu.h. Main is the our starting point of our program. Okay, and for printing hello world, we use the printf. In the C++, we use this stdio.count to print anything. Here, like we want to print the 2025, like that way, like we can print. Okay. Here, like we don't have the plus or comma, like that way, like we can just separate the statements. This is also similar with the C, like we have to write the main method. Then in the C sharp, we also saw the same thing, but in the classes. Okay, we have the main method, but the creation of the class is mandatory in the C sharp. Then in the Java, we also created the class, and main is the starting point. Then in the JavaScript, we don't require the class, we don't require any method, main method to print anything. We can just write it like that way, console.log and the statement. In the Go language, we require main method, okay, to print anything. Then for printing, we use the println to print the statement. In the PHP, we use the echo to print anything, and this echo will work only inside the PHP container. So this is more like a PHP container. Then Swift is very easy, like we just need to write the print. Then in the Ruby, like we just need to write the puts. So like that way, like we can print the hello world. Thank you for watching it. We will print the hello world in the Python in the next video. If you like this video, then please like, comment and subscribe to my channel. If you have any doubt, you can comment on this video, or you can ping me on my Instagram. Thank you.